Here's your wrestling news for November 17th, 2022, and we're kicking off today with AEW Dynamite as the Elite's return was confirmed on this week's show. The trio of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks haven't been seen in person on AEW TV since All Out due to the backstage fight, but that'll change this weekend at Full Gear. Speaking on Dynamite, Death Triangle asked if the fans genuinely think they haven't heard the rumors of the Elite's return, and Pac laid out the challenge for a six-man tag for Full Gear. The in-ring promo was quickly followed by a Full Gear graphic confirming the match, and Pac said that he and Death Triangle have been waiting for this dream match. This Saturday will mark the fourth AEW Trios title defense for Death Triangle, who won the titles after the Elite were stripped of the gold they had won it All Out. The Elite have been teased for weeks now, with video graphics showing Omega and the Bucks being removed from classic AEW moments, and in some instances, replaced by Death Triangle. The fact that the Elite will return this weekend can also be seen as the final nail in the coffin for CM Punk, who is yet to return or even be referenced in regards to a return since All Out. With the investigation into the All Out brawl over, AEW is looking to move on from their most controversial incident, and that moving on will see the Elite back in the ring at Full Gear. Now, during this week's Dynamite, it was confirmed that the Elite will return at Full Gear and face the Death Triangle, but the match received a mixed response on Twitter. On social media, some lashed out at Tony Khan, saying that he is just rewarding bad behavior by bringing the Elite back and granting them an immediate title shot after what happened. Others have said that they have no interest in watching the Elite, even though this will be their first match in over 2.5 months. One fan even questioned what will happen if the Elite regain the titles, given that the next Dynamite after Full Gear will take place in Punk's hometown of Chicago, Illinois. Other fans questioned why the Elite were being brought back instead of CM Punk, who many consider to be the bigger star than all three of the Elite put together. But what do you think? Are you excited to see the Elite return? Let us know in the comments. More from AEW now, as Samoa Joe was on the show last night and made a reference to a current WWE personality. It was last week that Joe attacked TNT champion Wardlow after briefly teaming with him as War Joe, and the reigning ROH World Television Champion had the chance to explain himself this week. Speaking to Tony Schiavone, Joe said that the veteran announcer reminded him of an old colleague called Paul, which many took as a nod to Paul Heyman. Like Schiavone, Heyman has held many roles in wrestling, including working as an interviewer and commentator. Given how AEW's references to WWE are almost always a dig at the competition, it was refreshing for Joe to acknowledge Heyman without insulting him, and fans were excited by the little Easter egg on this week's Dynamite. Samoa Joe is just one of many impressive wrestlers on a stacked roster, but Tony Khan is always on the lookout for more talent for his promotion. According to reports, last night's Dynamite had some notable names backstage, as both Kensuke Takeshita and Jun Akiyama were backstage at the show. Though neither man appeared, the pair are scheduled to face Eddie Kingston and Ortiz on this Friday's Rampage, and this could set the wheels in motion for either man joining full-time. Akiyama is a multiple-time world champion, while Takeshita has proven himself in his own right, and the fact that they were backstage at Dynamite could be a sign of big things to come for both men and for AEW. Since July, WWE has been bringing back stars released under the previous regime, giving many wrestlers a second chance now that Triple H is running things. Last year, Bronson Reed was released from the company despite reports of him being on the very cusp of a main roster call-up. It was reported months ago that the game was interested in bringing Reed back, and those plans are firmly in place. When Ringside News asked, sources said that they bet the former North American champion is brought back before other wrestlers Triple H has an eye on. It's no secret that Reed was well liked during his NXT tenure, and it is believed that his return would see him go straight to the main roster. Since his release, Reed has competed for Impact Wrestling, but announced his departure in May, as well as New Japan, who he is still making appearances for. For a man his size, Reed is surprisingly quick on his feet, with many fans drawing comparisons to Bam Bam Bigelow, and all signs are pointing to the Australian's return to WWE if he agrees to a deal. Bronson Reed's return to WWE may be a matter of time, but he's not the only ex-superstar Triple H has an eye on. Yesterday, we reported on Chelsea Green, as it was said that WWE is interested in bringing her back, and there's been a major update on her situation. Sources who spoke to Ringside News confirmed that not only does WWE want her back, but Chelsea Green is already on her way back to the company. That same source added that unless something major happens at this point, Green will be back on WWE programming soon after being released last year. After years in NXT, Green was called up in November 2020 but suffered a wrist injury in the match, forcing plans to change. Green never got the chance to return to TV before her release, but with her comeback seemingly assured, we wonder if her husband Matt Cardona will follow her back to WWE. One name we won't be seeing compete on WWE TV for some time is Logan Paul, who suffered a serious knee injury during his match with Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. At the time of his injury, it was reported that Paul was expected to miss 6 months of action, which would likely keep him off the WrestleMania card. Now though, it looks like Paul could still compete at WWE's biggest show of the year after all, as while speaking to DAZN, Jake Paul said that his brother is recovering quickly. He's doing better than expected. They thought it was an ACL injury, but it turned out to just be the MCL and meniscus, which is better. He's rehabbing it in LA and hoping for the best. Logan hasn't given up on a possible match at WrestleMania 39 and has even texted Triple H regarding a match with John Cena, saying it'll break the internet. Paul has proven himself in the ring over his 3 months with the company, and fans are eager to see what he does next, and it sounds like the Maverick could be back far sooner than anyone expected. During his life, Jake Roberts has battled several health issues, brought on partly due to his substance abuse problems throughout much of his career. In recent months, Roberts has been off AEW TV due to his health and has required the use of an oxygen mask to breathe clearly, but that's now a thing of the past. On Twitter, the Snake Man said he's off the oxygen tank for good and that he's standing tall and living a sweet life. Not only that, but Jake confirmed that he was back at AEW for last night's Dynamite tapings, but didn't appear on the broadcast. Roberts was managing Lance Archer before he was taken off the road due to his health issues, and it's great to see that not only is Jake doing better, but he's back with AEW, even if it's just backstage. And we're ending today with MJF, who appeared on Dynamite this week and had some strong words after the show went off the air. Appearing in the ring alongside Tony Khan, MJF had some rare praise for the AEW president, calling AEW the place and adding that the only reason we're here is because of Khan. MJF added that without AEW, pro wrestling is just a monopoly run by WWE, a company that MJF did admit in the promo that he loves. With that said, MJF said how with Khan providing an alternative, more wrestlers are getting paid properly for the risks they put themselves in, all in the name of entertainment. MJF isn't a fully fledged face, but he's not quite the heel fans had grown to hate for years, and time will tell whether he, at long last, wins the big one and becomes AEW World Champion at Full Gear. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.